The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. I have a beautiful inheritance from God. Psalm 16:6. I've always loved this passage of Scripture because it is so true for my life. The boundary lines have fallen in pleasant places for me. I have a family that I love and cherish, a home that is safe, a place where I am cared for, meaningful relationships with friends that nourish and encourage me, work that brings great joy to my life. I have enough resources, enough money, enough food, access to health care, enough grace, enough peace. The boundaries have fallen in pleasant places for me. Healthy living is all about healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are important for living, giving, and serving. The creation of a 24-hour day is all about boundaries, a way to help us decide what we're doing and when we're doing things. The idea in a 24-hour day is that we would spend 8 hours sleeping, 8 hours working, and 8 hours doing things that are life-giving, running errands, doing chores, time with family, exercise, worship, things that give us life, living life. But that's becoming very difficult in these days. I always thought I was good about setting and keeping boundaries, that I had certain strategies in place to make sure that I was taking care of myself. But those boundaries, they're not working anymore, at least not in these days of pandemic living. I'm working more from home, which means that I start working earlier in the morning and I work much later in the evening. And because the days kind of run together and all seem the same, Tuesdays, my designated Sabbath day, that's not really happening. It just all runs together. And I am realizing that this practice is not healthy, it is not sustainable, and I can feel the weariness settling in my bones. I am realizing that what folks said all along is true. This is a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to be at this for some time, and that means that we're going to have to pace ourselves. It's a time for us to practice some self-love, some self-compassion, some self-care. And I admit to you that I am not good at this. In fact, I'm a terrible role model for this. But I'm going to do better. I am trying harder because I know that I cannot care for you unless I'm taking care of me. In fact, this is the question we should be asking each other often. What are you doing to take care of yourself? Not what are you doing for others, not what are you doing for me, but what are you doing for you? What are you doing to take care of yourself? I'm going to do something that's very difficult for me this coming Sunday. I'm going to accept some help. This Sunday, Trinity Sunday, June 7th, the presiding bishop of our church, Elizabeth Eaton, will be providing a sermon, will be preaching for the whole church, the whole ELCA across the nation. And my colleagues in the Synod office, our bishop, and the other folks there are providing the rest of a service. And so this Sunday, our Trinity worship will feature Bishop Eaton's sermon and other Synod leaders leading a worship service for us. And that will mean that on Sunday, you will not see Pastor Parham or Vicar Luke or me. It also means that Henry Wilcox will not spend hours producing a worship service. Our office staff will not be creating a bulletin. Our deacons and our facility manager will have a break this week from the crazy pace of life right now. It is my hope that you will support me, that you will support our staff in giving us a little space, a little time to breathe and to rest and to heal and to be back ready and strong for worship on Sunday, June 14th. You see, in these days of pandemic living, it's easy to become selfish, to become arrogant about our own needs, and to forget about the needs of others. It's happening to all of us. But life in community means that we care for each other. It means that we ask that question, what are you doing to take care of you? And it means that we help each other. We help each other to establish and to keep healthy boundaries with regard to relationships to food, alcohol, social media, exercise, leisure activities. We support each other. We make sure that we are all healthy and happy and whole. And we know that we can do that by helping each other set healthy boundaries. This Sunday's worship is going to be a beautiful experience for all of us, and we'll all be worshiping together. I will be worshiping with you that day. You just won't see us, but instead you'll see other leaders in our church, and it's going to be an amazing experience to hear Bishop Eaton preach. And we will worship together as one in solidarity with our siblings across the South Carolina Synod and our siblings across the church. Know that I am continuing to hold you close in my prayers, asking God to bless you, to sustain you, to give you peace, to give you contentment, to make you healthy and strong in these days of uncertainty.